We've got high hopes for this contest with these two fighters. Should be a really good matchup. I'm Todd Grisham. Next to me is Johnny Nelson.
I feel like a fraud. How have I got these ringside seats?
It's time for our tale of the tape. There can only be one, Lomachenko, standing at 5'6" tall, weighed in at an Vasily Lomachenko, one of the most technically skilled fighters in all of boxing. No one moves around the ring like Lomachenko. Bud Crawford, one of the pound-for-pound best in the world, fighting out of Nebraska, USA, one of the greatest of all time.
The reach, how?
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, presenting the 2-time Olympic gold medalist from Ukraine, a tremendous...
So much hype. After months of uncertainty, we finally have a fight. Trying to fight like Roy Jones Jr. now, bouncing on the toes. You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. The crowd here cannot wait. They've been buzzing all day long, and finally, we're about to get it on.
You have some fighters that are big show, big arena fighters, and they bask in this, they love this, they are born for this. You have other fighters where this will be like the rabbit in the headlights.
Both fighters landing in these exchanges, Judge is going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Clean jab. Can't find a home for that jab. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Loma in that last round. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different. On to the second round. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
This fighter is all about finesse, using a lot of angles and lateral movement.
Outside fighters create so much unpredictable movement. Move left to right, box forward, box backwards. You don't know if they're going to attack or defend. Nightmare fighters.
And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. Hook misses. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
To beat a counterpuncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pop you all night long. Rush them.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Loma in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but on to the third. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Good defense there with that left hook. They exchange punches. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. He missed with that jab. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Both men step back for just a moment. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. That counterpunch caught him clean. Very close round with 10. And you can see here his face basically melts into his glove, and down he goes.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You still want to fight?
Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Let's see how the corner handles their fighter here after being dropped twice in that last round.
They believe their fighter has it in the tank.
Okay, I'm happy. I like that round. Good work. Don't be looking at for one.
You're way better than that guy. You've let him back into the fight.
Quiet. He's not getting back up. Just keep him on the end of your jab.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? They barely survived the last round after 2 knockdowns. Let's see what happens here.
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
Nice counter shot. These two fighters are made for one another. They exchange punches. Unlucky to miss with that uppercut. Well, you know, in this division, we're going to see a lot of combinations, a lot of counter punching.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. The courage on display here is incredible. They blocked the jab. You don't want to trade shots. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Loma in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage.
Switch back on. Get focused and your mind back.
Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the fifth. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he'll close you down.
Nice slip to avoid the jab. Left hook just missed. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've gone in the ring with fighters like that and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out of there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. The jab can't find a home. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Loma in that last round.
What do you do?
Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Come on. You let him back in.
There's the bell to start round 6. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
It's not always about who hits harder. In this division, ring IQ can go a long way.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
That big hook doesn't land. That jab gets blocked. Punch, counter punch. A straight right just misses. Uh-oh, Lomachenko just got rocked. Disaster averted, it seems. We continue on.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage.
Go back out there and win this.
Round Round 7, here we go. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
The jab can't find a home. How about that time counter shot? Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
That jab doesn't find a home. Lomachenko in trouble. Somehow weathered the storm.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Loma in that last round. Well, there was no... And we enter the 8th round. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. You know, with lightweights, these guys are going to be lightning quick.
Don't get trigger happy because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Nice slip to avoid the jab. And Lomachenko on the canvas. What a blow to the head there. Let's see it again on instant replay.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you ain't good.
So they're back on their feet, but let's see how much they have left in the tank.
Somebody can smell blood here. They can smell blood. They've got to be smart. Get in there. Then boom, back in the same spot again. It happened once, and you got away with it. You can do it again.
Failing to score with that right hook. Punches coming from every angle. Final 10 seconds here, unless something major happens. I think we all know who won that one. Well, it's go back to the draw.